Hey guys, welcome to VM Nation. Guys, this is going to be a fun episode. I'm having two of my heroes actually hanging out with me today. Without these two gentlemen, I would not be who I am today. The show would not be here. All because of them and their group, Vetprenuers Tribe, which I've been there since the beginning. And also because their amazing book has changed my life. And I just want to say thank you to Lane and Steven. First, I want to thank our sponsors, which is Vertical Momentum Coffee. If you guys love high-powered coffee, it's an Arabic coffee with twice the amount of caffeine as any other coffee. The thing is, we're not selling it today. We're actually giving it away. We're actually giving this away to one person on April 2nd. So we're actually going to give it away just for being a listener of our show. But guys, if you have any questions about what an NFT is, why should I own it? We're definitely going to get all those answers today. Steven and Lane, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
So how are you guys doing today? I know you guys been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. So what's going on?
Actually, a no-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But yeah, it's been man, it's been incredible. You got to realize, Lane and I would be doing the Vetprenuers Tribe probably close to 3 or 4 years, between 3 and 4 years. And, we've done a lot in that time. We started the Vetprenuers Tribe. Then we had the first business accelerator back in 2019. I spoke at Clever Talks in 2018, met Frank with, Crayons Ready to Eat. And it just all started, agglomerating itself as we move forward. And the Warrior Council, the live events, the trips to Peru, the Healing Symposium we did, the other live event we did just now in November under the HAVE logo, Humble Alpha Veteran Empowerment, named after our book, Humble Alpha, Unleash Your Humble Alpha. And it's just been like this cascading effect. There you go. This cascading movement of intention and imperfect action and creating as we go with the community, with a lot of people around us. Now, Lane and I are very different in the way that we work. I'm sort of like the snowplow, right, in the front. And Lane is right beside me, but sort of taking care of the finer details, right? I'm sort of the grobe, the sort of, I guess you want to call it generalist or whatever. And then Lane is more in the detail area. And so we work really well together like that. He's also the humbler of the alphas, the humble alphas.
Maybe by you saying that, maybe that we're flipping around.
Yeah, look at that, huh? Hey, yeah. See that? And that's a little bit of NLP for it. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh.
So how did you guys come up? I mean, because Gary V, Gary's been talking about NFTs for the last 3 years. Yeah. And a lot of people still don't know what the hell an NFT is. So can you break it down Barney style a little bit?
You want to know how we did it first, or what's an NFT?
What it is, and then how you guys got involved in it.
Lane, you want to go for this?
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so Lane and I and a partner were setting up an investment fund called HAVE Investment Fund, go figure. And we were close to fruition, and we said, well, we want to do a equity crowdsourcing campaign, meaning we wanted to sell challenge coins, right? Actual challenge coins on a crowdsourcing campaign platform with equity shares in the investment fund to kick it off for Reg CF or Reg D, whatever we were going to do. I think it was a CF. And we were talking to our advisor who we had hired to help us set this up. And he said, man, why don't you make those into NFTs? And I was like, what's an NFT? This was 4 months ago, by the way, right? 4.5 months ago. And he said, man, this is an NFT. This is what this does. This is what that does. And da-da-da-da. I said, I still don't get it. He said, let me talk to some blockchain people and to a tech company. And I don't know, a week later, we had a deal. Didn't write nothing down, didn't do a business plan, didn't do any projections or any forecast. They just loved the idea of taking the history and the tradition of a challenge coin from an existing community, introducing that existing community to the digital economy through the platform that we already have in place. And they just absolutely love the idea. We're working with EKTA, EKTA.io. They only work with companies with real world impact. They have their own token, which is who we're minting with, meaning you can only buy this NFT with an EKTA token. Why is that? because right now everyone buys with Ethereum. Ethereum gas prices are ridiculous. So a gas price is an extra charge you have to pay when you purchase an NFT. And I bought 2 NFTs last week, and they each cost me $80. Our NFTs on ECTA will cost, right now at the current ECTA price, will cost about $2. So real world impact, spending less money. Real world impact, using less gas fees in order to mint this coin. Everything's about the real world impact. We're about the real world impact. You know it. You've lived it. You've seen it. You've met us. You know, we're the real deal. What's an NFT? Lane, can you explain it? Or you want me to explain it?
Hey, go ahead.
All right, cool. Damn it. Okay. Let me break it down literally Barney style. When you purchase an NFT or you acquire an NFT, you are acquiring basically equity or shares in a digital asset, an ecosystem, or an actual physical asset like a company or real estate. It's called fractional real estate investment through NFTs. So in our case, you are getting a digital NFT, a digital challenge coin. It's connected to the Have ecosystem, which are the things that we just talked about, all of the online stuff, offline stuff we talked about, the retreats, the live events, all that kind of stuff, the Vetpreneur Tribe, and all that kind of stuff. But it also gives you access to the digital space. And now the digital space is where you can take part in investment pools, staking, fractional real estate investment, fractional VC, venture capital, where you can have a passive income. But what we're doing that's different is that for every NFT we sell, we drop into up to 100 veteran nonprofit organizations, number one. Number two, everyone and anyone who purchases a Have NFT will receive interest, put it that way. It's hard to say what it is legally, but we're giving you money back.
ECTA.
We're going to airdrop ECTA tokens to you at a certain percentage when you say, I want to hold on to this coin, right? And even if you sell that coin, you can sell it in the secondary market. They'll get the dividend or the profit share. Let's call it a profit share, because that's basically what it is. We're giving you a part of we're going to stake our own profits, put it in ECTA. We won't touch it. The interest from that, we're going to share out as a profit share to every single Have NFT holder. No one else does that.
And we're calling this Operation Abundance. So
Yep.
if anybody's listening or watching this, remember Operation Abundance, because it's an easy way for us to share abundance with everybody in the community, because we want to empower veterans mentally, spiritually, emotionally via the connection and the community that we're building, but also financially. And this is how we're delivering on empowering and elevating the veteran community financially, by every single person that participates, that supports, that buys and holds a Have NFT. They're going to get airdropped free ECTA. And the way we're setting it up, is just following the humble alpha ethos. Yeah.
And if you just want to look at someone's like, what's ECTA? I want Bitcoin. Well, if you look at Cardano is a token as well. They just surpassed Ethereum in transactions, so they're growing as well. These old stable coins, they call them, are sort of out, but ECTA has grown has increased in price for over 1,400% in the last month and a half. And as an insider, we know what their projects look like in the future, and we know which exchanges are going to be listed on. So that's just going to go up. And when it goes up, the dividends go up, the profit share goes up.
And like I said, I've had a lot of guests come on that are talking about Bitcoin and what we're seeing going on over in Russia. We know how important I think Bitcoin is going to become, in not just Bitcoin, but
crypto
in the next couple of months. It's kind of changing the game. What are your thoughts on that?
100%. There's already central banks that are moving in on that. Who was it just invested $50 billion or something ridiculous into cryptocurrency? Was it Goldman Sachs or somebody? I forget, but it was one of the major banks, banking cartels, bankers that
banking organizations.
That's what I mean. They're getting into crypto. It's happening whether we want it to or not. Anyone who's out there who's resisting this, you're resisting at your own peril, because it's happening. It will all be digital eventually. Everything.
And the beautiful thing that, because we're partnered with ECTA and the ethos behind it and what they believe in and how they're moving forward, is that we can have a say in what the digital economy looks like. So if we embed elevation, empowerment, profit with purpose, all these different elements that other cryptocurrencies Other digital economies are all they're worried about is, hey, how can I make a game and make the most money? How can I make a crypto and make the most money? Well, that's the old way. And you know, we're thankful for all these cryptocurrencies that paved the way for us now.
Yeah.
But now we were able to, you know, create union between profit and purpose. And because of that innovation that we're doing, along with ECTA and all of ECTA's partners, everybody's going to look at it like that's the way to do it. You know, like let's all make, you know, let's all create abundance so that everybody wins, and not just the big guys that, you know, even let's say, even look at Bitcoin, right? If you invested in Bitcoin in 2011, 2012, and you had hundreds of Bitcoins, you know, nowadays, like people are like, hey, I got a portion of a Bitcoin. Well, so all those people that were part of the early days of Bitcoin are all now the modern day, like, stakeholders of the currency. Like they're like the new bank, you know?
Yeah.
And so the way we're setting this thing up is that the little guy is always going to have a seat at the table. The little guy is always going to be able to have a chance and opportunity to win. And that's why we're setting up our ecosystem exactly how we are.
Now, talk to us about what you guys just started to do on Discord. I love it. I signed up the first day. So talk to us about that too.
Discord's a unique it's a private app for your community is basically what it is. And there's channels in there where you can give tips and tricks, and there's a general chat. There's words from the owners, from the founders. There's, you know, whitelist, which is basically a waiting list for people to sign up for. There's all kinds of things in there, and it's banter, it's back and forth, it's live. Ask me anything. Lane does those a lot. There's Wellness Wednesdays. We have a Nick Page, who's a veteran, reads for half an hour out of the Humble Alpha every single day. And it's about community building and actually have an intense, tight sort of knit network.
Okay. And now, like I said, a lot of veterans that are listening to this, or Vetprenuers, as you like to call them. And, you know, when we get out of the military, a lot of us, we kind of lose a mission. We kind of don't have a way to go, and we kind of get really lost. And a lot of us are not made out to be a 9-to-5 kind of guy or girl. So what are your opinions on, you know, veterans becoming entrepreneurs, especially in today's age with this digital marketing that we have?
I think if we look at 1% of society is a veteran, right? 3% of society are entrepreneurs, but 13% of the 1% of veterans are entrepreneurs. So there's a reason for that. We have the knowledge of getting out and making it happen. We have the oomph, the get up and go, the intestinal fortitude to push through diversity. But when we get out of the military, we have no idea where to start. You have no idea where to start. And here's the issue. This is a problem that's building and building and building through the years, not to mention the 22 suicides a day that has not decreased over 20 years, although the nonprofits and the help organizations have increased 20, 30, 50-fold. And there's a reason for that. It's because of the competition and the fragmentation. People are working inadvertently against each other because they want to do their thing and make sure that they are successful. And I get it. So what we're doing, and we're not recreating the wheel, what we're doing is we're encompassing sort of everything that's already out there, and we're consolidating it, documenting it on the blockchain, not only the activities that are happening so that it can be accessible to anyone who gets out or any veteran, but also the healing modalities and the results of those healing modalities. And so anyone can look, and it'll be irrefutable evidence, and it's transparent. So anybody can look into the blockchain and see exactly what's going on and what's happened and where their best path is forward. So they have somewhere to go to where we didn't have, where you didn't have, where Lane didn't have. You know, we're 3 different generations here, actually. So, you know, I know I look the youngest, but anyway, I'm the oldest. And so back to your question, which was entrepreneurship. We're predestined to be entrepreneurs. And it's funny because people say, well, you guys are told when to get up, you're told when to eat, you're told where to go, when to go, how to go, you get paid on every day. There's no risk, there's no nothing. And from the outside, it looks like that. But what we learn on the inside of that frame is to do whatever it freaking takes. And that's the heart of an entrepreneur.
But now also, you know, even if you just went to basic training, everybody knows what an SOP is. But and I talk about you guys all the time, probably at least 3 times a week on the show, because you once told me, if you don't have a business plan, you don't have a business, you have a hobby.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, when they get out of the military and when they want to start a company, whether it's a t-shirt company, a hat company, coffee or liquor, we don't have a plan. And then 10 months later, we're 10 grand in debt and we don't know what the hell just happened. So talk to us about having a plan before you even start a business.
Well, business plan, we're not talking 50-page business plan, right? So what I can just give you an example of what Lane and I did with the Have NFT. We talked about it. We thought it was a cool idea. Got someone in who's better at it than we are, right? Went to find somebody who's better than he was. And we're now starting to work together, and we sat down and planned it out together. What are we going to do? How's it going to work? How long is it going to take? What are the launch dates and this kind of stuff? And then we started moving forward. Now, it's always imperfect action. You'll never be perfect. You don't want to wait until it's perfect. If you do, you're going to, pass out waiting because you will never find the time. It's like, let's wait to have a kid for what? There's no perfect time to have a kid. You're just going to have it when you have it, right? So it's about taking that imperfect action, focusing on the only thing that you can control, and that's the intention of what it is that you want to reach. You let go of the how. You focus on the certainty you have and the purpose you have in that activity that you're doing. And the certainty isn't in the outside world; it's on the inside world. It's in the certainty in yourself and your ability to deploy your talents and your geniuses, whatever that may be, to deal with any situation that arises. And for instance, my genius is finding the right people to put together to make a project like this. Lane has his special talents as well. Sarah has her special talents as well. Pat has her special talents as well. They're the other team members. And we brought in Ekta. They have special talents. You can't do everything, right? You can't do everything on your own. You shouldn't do everything. And so it's all about imperfect action. It's all about imperfect action.
The secret about it is when you understand who you are, how you interact in the world, and what you do, i.e. following the Humble Alpha operating system, it makes it very easy for you to find the exact business industry that you want to make an impact in, because literally your business is becoming an amplification of your own individual purpose. So a lot of people, and the reason why a lot of entrepreneurs, especially veterans, lose focus or trial and error, like, hey, I started this, and none of it worked, is because they didn't know who they were on the inside first. And that's why Humble Alpha is the first part of veteran empowerment. It's the foundation, because when you understand that about yourself, then it's much easier for you to, again, acquire the partners, acquire the skill sets, acquire the team members that say, I could do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And then we're going to move forward with clarity when you have a shared vision. So for any vetpreneur out there that hasn't read the Humble Alpha book, that operating system will help shave years off of your trial and error period, because we all have that. There's no shortcutting the very nature of trial and error. But what you can do is you can collapse time and ensure that whenever you move forward, you're already understanding who you are. And then it's just a byproduct that you know exactly what business industry, or you have a very, very, very good idea, So that's the secret.
It's excellent. You're putting this out there, because what veterans bring to the table is tangible knowledge. So knowledge is great, but it's useless unless it's applied. So you have applied knowledge that you need to have. And I mean, actually, that's how we learn. That's why the military is so good at teaching people, because we learn by doing. Rehearse. Yeah. The brain is not a storage unit. The brain is a creator. The brain's here to create. And we learn to go to college and store information. The brain is not a storage. That's why you forget shit. But do you forget when you've done something 100 times? Never. You don't practice until you get it wrong, until you get it right. You practice until you can't get it wrong, right? I mean, it's like it just never ends. And that's how veterans are brought into the world. So if you're in the military, like I was in 7 years, almost 7 years, Lane was in 12 or 14, we have applied knowledge that you do not get on the outside world, period. And I don't care how many degrees you have. I have an MBA. I could brag all day, but it didn't mean shit to me, because I didn't apply 99% of that stuff that I learned in the MBA. So it means nothing to me. It's like Porter's 5 forces. I forget what it is, but I remember the name. That makes me sound important in a meeting, but don't ask me to implement it. You know what I mean? Or the SWOT analysis and all this kind of stuff buzzwords that everybody has to use. I don't give a shit about that. Excuse my French. I want to know that you can step up, you can grab your weapon or your pen or whatever it is that you are, and you know that you have certainty in your ability to deploy your greatness in the world with us together. That's what we care about. Degree, no degree, I don't care. If you're a criminal, who cares? I've hired criminals before. He was my best sales guy I ever had. Unfortunately, he went back to prison, but it was a great sales guy while he was there.
He was good at what he did.
He was good at what he did, boy.
So now, like when we met in person the first time in Mick, DC, I said, Stephen, why am I not successful? And you told me right there, because you're everywhere. You're all over the map. Nobody knows what you do because you do so much shit. And that's when I started to do what I'm doing now. But I see, like I said, I've been in the tribe almost from day one.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people come and go and fail because they keep trying to do too much shit instead of focusing on one thing. Is that something that you also see, especially, our group? Because that's what, it's all about Vetprenuers.
Well, we feel like we're rushed, don't we? We get out of the military. Hey, I was in the military for 12 years, 14 years. I was starting first class, first sergeant, whatever. I deserve to be at the top right now. No, sorry, dude. You got to start at the bottom. You know what I mean? It's like, unless you go into contracting, government contracting, which, it's your choice, whatever you want to do. But if you're an entrepreneur, it's a grind, man. It's a grind. I mean, I hate hustle and grind. I hate those words. I hate focus on put your head to the grindstone. I hate it because when you do that, you're like this. You have tunnel vision. You don't see all the magic out here. I wouldn't have seen Lane in the tribe. I wouldn't have seen you in the tribe if I had my head down like this. Lane wouldn't have seen all those healing modalities that he's bringing to the table if his head was down to the grindstone, focused on that one thing. And so it's about focusing your intention on the one thing that's aligned with who you are, that actually makes an impact in the world, because I know what you're looking for. Every veteran watching right now, I know exactly what you're looking for. Lane knows what you're looking for. It's that greater purpose. It's that feeling of being a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to find in the outside world unless you create it. No one's going to give it to you. And that's what Have is all about. That's what Have NFT is all about. That's what our entire ecosystem is about. You join our ecosystem, you get in with the NFT space, you get in one of our live events. It metamorphoses. This whole thing is metamorphosing into this massive movement, which is just incredible. And guess what? The community owns it. We don't own it. Have's a name. It's an umbrella. That's all it is. Right? Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. That purpose that everyone's looking for, that mission bigger than themselves. That can only come from you, in my opinion.
So when are the next get-togethers? When are we having another get-together again?
Oh, we're not. No, I was kidding. I don't that big spiel, and I say, oh, we're not doing it. No, we don't have a plan yet. We're thinking. I don't want to say we're thinking, but we're thinking in the near future we'll have like a quick drop kind of thing. Hey guys, in a month or a month and a half or whatever, we're going to meet here and here and here. But right now, it looks like the only one that would plan will be the Military Influencers Conference.
Yep.
And that's in Vegas. When is it?
November? End of October.
End of October in Vegas. That's the one we know for sure that we're probably going to be there.
Something will probably most likely happen in the summertime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, last couple of questions. I know you guys are very busy. How do we get the NFT? How do we get involved? Where do we find it at?
Yeah, so you're going to go to our website, havenft.io. We can drop it in the comments, make sure that we have it, and really just start diving into what we're doing, because there's so many different elements of the ecosystem that some people are looking for that financial abundance. Some people are looking for that purpose. If you're a veteran nonprofit, we have a place for you. If you just want to share the movement with your family and friends, that's awesome too. If you want to join the Discord, I would highly recommend that anybody interested in Have NFT to join the Discord and start having a conversation, because there are some incredible people in there with incredible hearts that have a lot of knowledge, and we're building each other up. We're educating each other on what this movement's all about, because again, with the ecosystem so big as this, it's great to have all these different people part of the community, both veterans and veteran supporters, to say, this is what I think we can create together as a movement, because the essence of the Humble Alpha operating system is that it's open source, meaning that the best idea that rises to the top, we're going to be like, we're going to take that and we're going to run with it with the community. So anybody could come up with the best idea. Of course, behind good ideas is imperfect action. So anybody that's part of our community that is becoming a Humble Alpha, they got to start taking imperfect action, and so it's just part of the DNA of empowerment of the humble alpha. And so I'll say that's the first place I'd go.
Now, I want to say I love this book. The first 5 pages, if you didn't write anything else, the first 5 pages are game changers. And I love the audio book because I listened to the audio version. Whoever did the audio version did an amazing job. So how do we find your book and your audio book?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you go to humblealpha.com/book. And there you'll find how to get it on Amazon. You can get it on iTunes. You get it on Audible. So humblealpha.com/book.
Okay.
Or you can search it on Amazon as well.
Yeah, you can go to Amazon or Audible directly. You can buy it on Audible with your credit, for instance.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where I got mine. And I actually gave 2 copies away. I bought it for somebody else just because I think it's such a great book.
Thank you.
Last question I have, I ask 1,000 people and I get 1,000 different answers. We live in a crazy world, especially now we live in a crazy world. I had one of the Iron Chefs on last week, and he said we've lost over 100,000 restaurants in the United States in the last 2 years alone. So we have a lot of people that are driving DoorDash and Uber just trying to put food on their table. So if I ask the average American to do something in 7 days, they're pretty much never going to get to it. But if I ask somebody that's listening to this right now to do something in 24 hours, they're more than likely to do it. So if there's a veteran out there that's struggling to find their way, what is something they can do in the next 24 hours to start to see some headway?
Well, I have a secret weapon for that. And it's one that I use almost every single day. And it's gotten me to places like the Parliament, working for rock stars, and, just running NASDAQ companies and ridiculous stuff that I had no business doing because I wasn't qualified. And this is, write this down because this is like top secret just for you right now. And it's called ask for help. And I'm not even joking, right? Find somebody who's been there and done that, right? What you want to do, and ask for help. I do that every day. Look, this is what Have NFT is. Imagine if I said, hey, Lane, let's do an NFT. Okay, how's it start? I don't know. Let's look. Google. No, find someone who's been there and done that. Can you help me? You want to join us? You want to collaborate? Let's make this happen. 4 months from an idea to fruition. Crazy. Ask for help every day. Don't be too proud. This is the funny thing about a veteran. We're in the military. What do we learn? Teamwork. You sleep together. You shit together. You shower together. I don't know if I still do that, but we did. Not under one shower head, but in the bays, right? Well, some guys did. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, and we do everything together. We get out of the military. I gotta prove myself. I gotta do it on my own. I gotta make it happen on my own. I can't ask for help. I'm too proud. Now, ask for help. That's the quickest way from point A to point B, getting help.
I love it. Lane, parting words?
Yeah, so I'd say for the next 24 hours, anybody that's listening to this or watching this, ask yourself, what would my best self do in this moment? And literally just do it. And stop questioning yourself. Stop saying, oh, I can't do that, or assume that you're not good enough, or you're not worthy enough, or that you don't have the answer. We're always in a state of becoming a better version of ourselves. And if we just ask ourselves from a very powerful place to say, what would my best self do right now? Would I respond with love, or would I respond with anger? Would I do this, or would I do that? And literally, whatever your best version of yourself would do, just do it, because you have the power to do it in this very moment. Every single moment you have the opportunity. So for the next 24 hours, just try it and see what happens.
I love it. And my opinion, in the next 24 hours, somebody should pick up this book or go right to Audible and download it and start listening to it today, because it's definitely a game changer. Guys, I want to thank you for hopping on today. I know it's quick and down and dirty. I'm so grateful for you guys. And like I said, without you, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And I'm so grateful for your friendships.
Brother, thank you.
Yeah, we thank you. And we're grateful for you too, brother. You're a solid installment in the community. Put it that way. Everyone knows who you are. You're always there. Everyone knows you. You never give up. You're always the politest guy on the block. You're always giving. It's amazing.
And I'm grateful that I'm like one of the only podcasts that you guys allow to put on the in the group. So I want to say thank you. So guys, if you get anything out of this, make sure you pick up the book. Make sure you pick up an NFT for $2. Come on. I mean, and you're setting yourself up for the future. Definitely.
That's the gas price. That's the gas price. $2. That's the gas price is $2. Yeah, just so you know. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get one. I can't wait. I'm excited. So, guys, definitely check them out. Guys, if you love coffee, make sure you pick up this coffee. And when we do sell coffee, I didn't know if you guys know this, at any of our merchandise or anything we sell on the show, 22% goes to help Brian at Project Die Hard. So we're always trying to pay it back and pay it forward. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with Vertical Momentum. And remember, vertical momentum, the only way to go is but up. Love you guys.
Love you, bro. Thanks.
Thanks, brother. Love you, man. Ciao.